Well, it's 12 minutes after 3. I told you before, I mentioned earlier that Tony Randall would be in either yesterday or today. And he got here today. He's here now. And since last
Excuse
Thursday...
me, you told them I might be in yesterday? I don't understand that.
I don't know. I must have misunderstood. I thought you...
You misunderstood what you said.
No, I don't know why. I thought you were supposed to be here yesterday, and I had a lovely buffet arranged in paper hats.
And we missed it.
And you missed it.
And you gave it to strangers.
Yes, that's right. And he's been doing interviews, been interviewed consistently since last Thursday, and I guess you're exhausted with this dumb interview thing. I mean, no?
Yes.
Yes.
Can you think of something else intelligent to say?
You want to dance? You want to interview me?
No.
All right. Tony Randall has done, I would guess, most everything that an actor can do. Broadway. Well, I mean, professionally.
Go ahead. Dig your way right out of it again.
Let's start all over again.
I've done it all professionally, and I've done it all on an amateur basis also in my time.
The first time I ever saw your smiling face, and you're slimmer than I thought you were. Were you heavier? Did you lose weight?
No.
You've always looked like this?
Your photograph bigger, that's all.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You don't have nearly the full face I thought you had.
No, I'm a little
Kind of do this. Fluff up your... Yeah, you look like that on television. First time I ever saw you was on Mr. Peepers.
Yes.
Was it fun to do
Mr.
wonderful,
Peepers
with Wally Cox?
Yes.
Who was the lady, the older lady?
Marion Lauren.
Yes.
She was with Gary Moore then for a number of years.
Yes. What does she do now? Do you know?
Oh, well, she's retired. She must be way up there. Must be close to 80 by now.
Was she like that, really?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
In real life, she was kind of scatterbrained and funny?
Yes.
Oh.
She never knew her lines, of course.
Yeah.
She didn't have to, because if she'd said them in a straight and trippingly on the tongue, it would have been, she'd have had no character.
That's marvelous. I always wanted to ask someone who knew her if she was really like that.
Yes. Well, you finally found the person who knew her, and he told you.
Yes. We're a little late, so good night.
Or, I see by the clock on the wall that it's time to be moseying along, folks. So until tomorrow, keep those cards and letters coming in.
You really were in radio once.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Where?
It's a degrading thing to a man's character.
To be in radio?
Yes. I was a radio announcer in WTAG, Worcester, Massachusetts, the Worcester Telegram, the Evening Gazette, the voice of central New England.
Do you know, Tony Randall, that when you say radio announcer, there's actually a sneer in your voice?
I hated it. I hated it.
Really?
Yeah. Of course, you guys aren't straight announcers. You're personalities and disc jockeys. And
yeah.
No, and you kid around and you're humorists and you get away with murder and you're, of course, authorities.
Yeah.
But we were just straight announcers. We said, this is KSFO, and Dorothy Kirsten will be honored at the Junior League Opera Preview this Thursday, 11 a.m. at the Mark Hopkins Hotel. Admission is free. I'll repeat that, free.
And that was all you got to do?
That's all we got to do.
No self-expression?
None at all. Yeah, we said things like, I live at 145, that is 145, Central Park West. You know, when you gave your address to someone. Oh, I got to you. Oh, you're a wonderful audience.
I can imagine you picking a fight in a bar. You are a dirty rat. I'll repeat that, a dirty rat. Well, how did you make the step? How do I get out of this business? How do I become an actor? And you've appeared with some of the most beautiful women in the world.
And some of the ugliest, too.
Yeah, but you've kissed some of the most beautiful women.
And some of the ugliest, too.
But you really have. You've had all these Italian movie stars and all the beautiful girls.
Oh, yeah. I'll tell you all about it as soon as we get off the air.
Oh, I wish you would. How do I get out of this and into that?
Well, I never wanted to be in radio, and I only did it because I got married and needed a job badly.
Yes.
Yes. And I had 2 days off every day, and I'd go down to New York and look for work in the theater. When I got a job, I never came back to Worcester.
So your first job was in legitimate theater?
Oh, I was in legitimate theater for a long time before I went to Worcester and became an announcer, but I'd run across a dry patch.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. But I was there a whole year. But
it's phenomenal. I mean, that you became a leading man. You're really not exactly the type.
Oh, I'm not the type at all?
No.
No, you're the type.
That's what I meant.
Man, I know
that was the point I was trying to bring across.
I know it.
Handsome.
The teeth.
The teeth.
You've got teeth. Yes. Every one of your teeth has a little LM on it. Leading man. Leading
really
man
think
tooth.
So?
Yeah. When they dolly in for an extreme close-up, each tooth says LM.
I wouldn't even have to come. I could send in the teeth. Never mind. And then, was Mr. Peepers the first big thing?
My first break, yeah. Well, in between, I'd gone into the Army in defense of my country for 4 years. When I got out, I just started looking for work again, and after about 7 or 8 years, I landed on Mr. Peepers. That's the truth. But
Really?
Yeah. Well, I got a lot of little jobs.
But you're not that old.
Yeah, I am, though. Don't ask how old, but
You're not 40 years old yet.
Oh, I'm more than that.
Are you really?
Yeah. But I got, jobs in road companies. I played in San Francisco with Catherine Cornell and the Barretts of Wimpole Street.
Oh.
Then for a number of years, I supported myself as a radio actor while doing, fairly decent jobs on Broadway, but nothing that attracted any attention. But I was on all the soap operas, and I was on kid shows. I was on I Love a Mystery.
Is that right?
I was Reggie.
Oh, come on.
You're talking to Reggie.
Of Jack Carney. Doc, and Reggie?
At this moment, you are face to face with Reggie.
You're serious?
No, that's it. Right here, Doc.
For heaven's sakes.
Yeah.
You know Carlton E. Morse lives right here in the Bay Area.
I know it, sure.
Yeah.
And then I was on his... then when television first began, he went back to episode 1 on I Love...
One Man's
Family and put it on television.
Yeah.
And I was on that.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
Yeah, I was Mac the sailor. And remember, Eva Marie Saint was Claudia?
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Father Barber was...
This was what, 47, 46?
About a little later, about 49. Father Barber was Bert Lytell, wonderful Bert Lytell.
Yeah.
And Mother Barber was Marjorie Gateson. We had Johnny Newland. We had, many actors have become well known.
That was a long time ago.
Les Tremaine.
He's still around.
Yes, sure.
Yes. I'm talking to Tony Randall, and
Tony Randall is talking to Jack Carney.
And Tony Randall, I can't even stop him. We'll be right back. That's very interesting. We were talking while the commercials were on about radio actors, and Gary Merrill was a radio actor.
Oh, yeah.
And Richard Widmark was a radio actor.
Big one, yeah. He was front page Farrell.
For heaven's sakes.
Gary Merrill was the lead on The Right to Happiness, from which I was fired.
Why? Can you tell why you were fired from The Right?
The director didn't like me, that's all.
There's no juicy story?
No. I've been fired in every medium. Every medium. No other actor can make that statement. I was fired twice in radio, once in television, and once in movies. And once in the theater.
Any of them a juicy tale that we could pass along? I mean, something you really did bad?
Well, no. It was never my fault.
Oh.
It was always ineptness on the director's fault.
Yes. We have the same problem with program directors today.
Well, I was in a play with Jack Lemmon about 14, 15 years ago. At that time, we looked like twins. We still look a little bit alike, but he sort of kept his baby fat, but my face... I'm no thinner, but my face looks thinner. The swelling has gone down. Or maybe I cut out drinking or something, I don't know. But I did cut out drinking. It's a terrible mistake. But
did you really?
Yeah.
I'm talking to Tony Randall, by the way.
And Tony Randall's talking to Jack Carney.
I can't stop him.
But I said to the director, the audience is never going to know which one of us is on stage. So he fired me.
Don't ever help the director. There's a moral to that story. You were in town not long ago for VISTA, which is the Domestic Peace Corps.
Yes, a beautiful organization.
Now,
volunteers in service to America.
Now, the VISTA, the recruiters for VISTA, as I understand it, are in the Bay Area at this very moment, right?
At this instant.
And, earlier, before we went on the air, I said, then what you want to do is get young people interested in enlisting in VISTA. And Tony said, no, old people too, because the oldest volunteer is how old?
83.
So really there is no age problem or age restriction?
Just 18 and up.
What do VISTA workers do?
That's an impossible question to answer. They do everything. The first thing they do is that they go and live in the area. They live with the people they serve. They live on an Indian reservation. They live the same life. They live in a migratory workers' camp. They live with Eskimos in Alaska, literally. They live in a big city ghetto. They live in Appalachia, in Kentucky and West Virginia. They share the life of the community, and they try to find out what needs to be done there. Maybe it's
better nutrition, that sort of thing, or
nothing that high and mighty. Maybe it's just teaching one kid to read and write. Or maybe helping them to build a garbage dump in town. Some of these places are incredibly primitive. Help someone dig a well. Here in San Francisco, they work with retarded children. One of the VISTA volunteers had a remarkable experience. he got a letter from a retarded adult whom he'd taught to read and write.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
Yeah. And here in San Francisco, they have two projects. One with retarded children and one with prisoners. And all this is always done in conjunction with some organization that asks for help.
Mm-hmm.
And they just come in and help. And the Bar Association here has a program working with prisoners. And that's what they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And the other day I was answering phone calls, one of those programs, and a woman called up and said, I'm an ex-convict, and how can it's hard to get a job, but I'd like to help. What could I do? I said, you called the right guy. There's a program working with convicts here.
And you would be a natural.
You'd be a natural for it. So there's no money in it, $50 a month. It's just a life of pure sacrifice and trying
Well, tell me now very quickly, where are the recruiters for Vista so that anyone interested could get complete information?
Yeah, they're at the main library, Larkin and McAllister in San Francisco. They're at the United Crusade building in Oakland. And they're at the Red Cross building in San Jose. 9 to 5 all this week.
Mm-hmm. Now, before we talk about Tony Randall's new movie, Bang Bang, You're Dead.
I didn't like the way you said that.
Bang Bang!
Yeah, but you said, bang, bang, you're dead. What's that? What's the
We'll do it again. Before we talk about Tony Randall's new movie,
bang, bang, you're dead.
Let's do a commercial. 26 minutes after 3 o'clock, Tony Randall is here. You've kissed some of the most beautiful women in movies, haven't you? Come on, tell the
I've
truth.
kissed them out of movies, too.
Well, I don't want to get into that. Mm-hmm. But who are some of the girls that you've held in your arms?
And kissed on the mouth.
Yeah.
Oh, Jane Mansfield.
Really?
Yes. And Debbie Reynolds.
Yeah.
And Kim Novak.
Yeah.
And,
calm down.
And, Senta Berger.
Yeah, isn't she lovely?
That's the one I made this picture with. Yeah. She is, well, they're all lovely, but,
Is she the girl who was found wandering as a child in Israel who doesn't know who her families know?
No.
Who's that?
Gila Golan.
Oh, Gila Golan. I confuse them.
No connection.
No.
She's a Viennese actress.
Uh-huh.
She's been in quite a few Hollywood pictures.
Yeah.
But she's just...
Get back to the kissing.
Yeah, making it big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're married, right?
Yes.
Your wife
Aren't
doesn't...
you married?
Yeah.
Then why are you so interested in all this?
Well, I want to know your wife's...
You're a sex fiend, that's why.
I want to know your wife's attitude to kissing all these girls.
Gee, I've never asked her. It's none of her business.
Really?
Of course.
You just say, look, I was kissing Santa Berger today.
It's my job.
I like that.
Does your wife butt in on your job all the time?
What could you say about interviewing Tony Randall?
What's it like? Did he kiss him?
No. Oh. The new movie is Bang Bang, You're Dead with Santa Berger.
Yes. And Terry Thomas playing an Arab.
He does play an Arab?
Yeah. We shot the picture in Morocco, and we were there for 7 weeks. And I just wondered what all the Arabs thought of being impersonated by Terry Thomas. Wonderful company. Have you ever had him up here?
No, never even met him.
Oh, he's side-splittingly funny to be with. He really is.
He insured that little division in his front teeth for £1 million or something.
His first words when he got off the plane, he got there a week or two later than the rest of us. I say, chaps, have you all had the Moroccan mazurka? And we had,
Where were you in Morocco? Tangier?
No, Marrakesh.
Oh, yes.
Marrakesh.
Yes.
Beautiful spot out in the desert. It's an oasis in the desert, a natural oasis.
Uh-huh.
But 7 weeks there is a long time,
Oh, sure. With Santa Berger.
And Terry Thomas.
And
Herbert Lom. And Wilfred Hyde White.
All right. Is it a good movie, Bang Bang You're Dead?
Yes, it is. It's a funny picture. It's entertainment. Yeah. It's not nothing great, but...
Are you doing the kind of movies you like to do?
I like this one very, very much indeed. I've done a couple more that I like very much, but they didn't turn out to be too good.
Well, you always do the light thing,
No, I did 7 Faces of Dr. Lowe, and I loved that. That I felt I was really an actor in, characterizing. And that it was well received, but I didn't think it was a terribly good movie.
Yeah.
And I did The Alphabet Murders recently. I feel like an actor when I wear a lot of makeup.
Mm-hmm.
And again, that wasn't the best movie in the world.
Mm-hmm.
This one's a good movie.
It's a good title, Bang Bang You're Dead.
Yeah. I like the way you say it, Jack.
Yes, well, you taught me. If I'm going to be a leading man, I've got to learn.
That's right.
Absolutely.
You got to learn someplace.
We're almost out of time. This is Tony Randall. Tony, where is...
No, you're Jack Carney. This is Tony Randall.
Well,
folks.
I thought I might get away with it.
I've been getting away with it. Why shouldn't you?
Where is it playing, Bang Bang You're Dead?
It's playing, and I'm appearing this evening at these 4 theaters.
In person?
That's right. That's how I'm appearing, in person. At the New Mission Theater, the El Rey Theater, the Spruce Drive-In, and the Coliseum Theater.
Well, I'm glad you appeared here in person. It was a pleasure.
Too. A lot of fun.
It was indeed.
Bye-bye, Jack.
Thank you very much.